In this video, I'm going to show you how to fix the low value content on Google AdSense approval. Now, there's many reasons why this could be happening, and in this video, I have one website that did get approved for Google AdSense, and I have another website that did not get approved. And I'm going to show you guys the key differences so that you guys can kind of get an understanding on what Google is actually looking for. Okay, so let's go ahead and start off with the basics. So number one, you just want to make sure that your website has a clean UI and that it is easy to navigate. So look at this website over here. It does have a rather smooth UI, and you're able to tell like what section is what. And also we do have like a menu over here from the top that we could use to actually navigate the website, and it's really easy to navigate as well. So you want to make sure that your website does look clean and modern. Okay, another thing that you guys want to do is you want to avoid any blank pages on your website. If you do have blank pages anywhere on your website, then it is a really bad look, and Google definitely would not want to approve that. So notice how if I go ahead and just press on any of these pages are completely filled. So if you're running like a blog and you have like multiple different categories, you want to make sure that they are completely filled up, just like this one over here. So let me go ahead and just keep on scrolling down. Yep, you'll notice that literally every single one of these pages is made to be filled and stuff like that. There's no like dead space or anything like that. Even the tutorial section does have some content over here as well. And also, just for good practice, I always recommend that you guys include a privacy policy page on your website and a contact page as well. So here's a privacy policy. Here's how it does look like. And I've actually seen many websites get approved without these pages. However, I always think that it's just good practice, and I recommend that you guys try it out as well. All right, guys, so now that we got the basics out of the way, now let's go ahead and talk about the actual content itself, because that matters a ton. Now, I'm going to be completely transparent with you guys. Over the last few years, Google AdSense have been getting incredibly strict on like AdSense approval and stuff like that. It's much harder to get approved for AdSense now compared to 5 years ago. So when it comes to getting approved for a website, you always want to make sure that the content is like unique. It's stuff that you can't find on any other website. So just make content that is actually original and make sure that it's not generic. So something generic would be like top 10 foods for losing weight. That's like really generic. You really need to go ahead and dig deeper into that. Or like, let's say for Minecraft, one thing that would be incredibly generic is like Minecraft beginner house guide or something like that. That's really basic and stuff like that. So look at this. This is all on topics that really aren't that popular in Minecraft. Well, they are popular. It's just that there is a gap in the market, and I'm talking about like servers and stuff like that. And it's not like something oversaturated or a topic that everyone just talked about already. And also, feel free to include your personal experiences. Feel free to talk in the first person in your articles. That's good. That is your own unique perspective. That is another way that you can make your posts unique. Now, back then, you could get away with like 20 posts, and each of the posts would only need to be like 500 words. Nowadays, what I recommend that you guys do is do 30 to 40 articles and make each of them 800 words. And also, more importantly, you want to make sure that the images are actually original. So don't just get images off of Google. Try to make your own images, or like, for example, I do have a Minecraft blog. So I took my very own screenshots and then use them on this website. That is something that I recommend that you guys do. And I recommend that you guys go ahead and try to implement that to your website. So that is definitely really important. So look, guys, if I actually go to this website over here, I actually did try getting Google AdSense approval for this website, and it did not work out. And that is because the content is just not that good. Look at this. This is all generic content, and there's just so much empty space in this website. Like, yes, it's easy to navigate, but there's just so much dead space everywhere. For example, if we go over here to like the village seed section, there's like only 2 posts over here. There's barely anything. There needs to be more content in order for this to get approved. And also, as a rule of thumb, try to avoid AI, because I mean, you could still get AdSense approval with AI. However, I think it's just much harder. So I recommend just going the old school route and actually writing the articles yourself, or paying like a freelancer on like Fiverr or Upwork to make some articles for you. I recommend you guys do that as well, because what happens a lot of times is that Google will just automatically deny a website because it's like 100% AI generated, and that really isn't a good look. Keep in mind, Google only wants to put their ads on websites that look professional and original. So if you're constantly using like generic subjects and you're using AI and stuff like that, then yes, that could be considered low effort. So please just keep that in mind. Also, another key note that I want to mention is that typically like websites that deal with like finance topics like cryptocurrency especially, successfully, it's a lot harder to get monetized. So just keep that in mind. Now let's actually talk about the content of your blog. If you have a blog and you're writing about like some really controversial topics or something political or stuff like that, then that is really risky, and maybe Google wouldn't want to put their advertisements on a website that does talk about controversial topics. So sensitive topics, just politics in general, that could be a huge factor. So please just keep that in mind. But if you guys found this video helpful, make sure to leave a like and subscribe. I'll see you in the next tutorial.